What's up, everybody? Kono Pro here. Today what we got going on is a little addition. This is basically, it's going to be a little bit under 500 square feet we're adding on to this property, and these are the footings. So what we got going on here is some, basic standard footings. Now, we followed the plans and what the plans, what their specifications call for. And that's typically what you do. You'll have some plans drawn up and then you go from there. And you got to make sure you do everything per code. Of course, double check your plans, make sure everything's per code, and you'll be ready to rock. But in a minute I'm going to be going over exactly what everything is, but this video is basically going to be about some foundation work, showing the foundation, and then it's going to be showing me framing some floor joists.
There's our other access. That access is going to allow you to pass through here. Then we have another access in there. It's going to allow you to pass through here. So you can come in there. You can go through that way. You can come through here, go through this access. And you also can go through there to have access underneath that subfloor. You have to have your hold downs. And these are just standard J-bolts. Now these hold downs have to be basically every 48 inches along all your walls and your footings, but they have to be 12 inches from all corners and 12 inches from any splice on your bottom plate. All right, we got our rebar going down. There's our UFR ground again. This is an electrical conduit with our UFR ground attached to it because our new panel is going to attach right here to the exterior of this wall. And then so we have all our all our feed to go all the way to the subterranean, all the way to the back house. There's a back house on this property. So that's what this is for, to go to the back house. And then our pounder is going to attach here, and all our power is going to go to the property, to this structure from here with the panel upgrade, basically. And that's our temp pull we have there. You can see our temp pull, right? Got all these. Now these are my HDUs, HDU2s, okay? If you look on plans, they'll say HDU4, HDU2s. HDU2s are basically a heavy-duty hold down. And once the joists all get rolled out, then there's gonna be a wall here, and then in that wall, there'll be a 4x4 with a steel hold down that's attached and bolted through the 4x4, through this. That's why it needs to be so tall, because our joists are 2x10. So they're gonna come up to here, and then we got our bottom plate, and then we got our hold down. We're gonna cut it after we have our hold down, but we leave it strong so that way it's not shorter. You never want to be too short. All right. So these are basically forms you see down here. You see down there, I don't know if I'm getting a good shot, but you can see how these have been doweled in. They've been doweled into the existing footing on the existing structure, and there's a special epoxy you use, and you have to check all your local building codes to make sure you're using the right epoxy. And then also when you set this in, you have to have it inspected by a deputy inspector who's on site while you're doing it to see the product and see that you basically blew out all the dust out of the footings before you applied the epoxy and then you inserted the rebar. Okay, and the deputy inspector will witness all this and inspect you while you're doing it. Then once that's done, he'll write up a report saying it was done right. And that's what you provide to your inspector, and that's called a special inspection. So on your plans, if it says special inspection required, that's what it would be for. Okay? All right. So that's basically it, everyone. We got continuous foundation right here for this new addition.
All right, everybody, there it is. We just started removing the forms. We had the concrete pumped in. Everything looks great. Everyone did a great job. After about 2 weeks, the concrete will actually turn like a lighter gray. And this particular foundation has a footing of 12 inch by 12 inch underneath a 26 inch tall stem wall that's actually 8 inches wide. And you see those forms right there? Once you remove all the stakes and you pull off these little clips, which you're going to see here in a minute, once you do that and you unscrew all those stakes, then you just pop those forms off and you're good to go. And there's our access to get into each section of the subfloor once everything's done. And another quick pointer, everybody, is make sure you double check all your measurements as far as all of your J-bolts and all of your HDU hold downs. All right, Make sure you really double check those measurements, because all of those J-bolts right there need to hold down all your pressure treated sleepers, they're called, and they're actually what sit on top of all that concrete, and they're like pressure treated 2x6, and your floor joists roll out on top of those. So you need to make sure that those J-bolts are positioned properly in the wall and are going to be away from your framing, and then also the HDU hold downs are going to be exactly where you want them, so when you're done framing the floor joist, that those HDUs will land in your walls. So make sure you double check that, and pay attention to your plans. And there it is, everybody. Alright, we got all our pressure treated sleepers down, and basically that's our bottom plate that's going to be locked to the foundation, as you can see right there. And we use 3" by 3" 1/4" washers, and all of our hold downs are galvanized hold downs. Okay, you have to use galvanized hold downs when you're using this kind of pressure treated wood, so that way there's no kind of reaction between the wood and the metals. Okay, and you can see our girder there. You can see how level that girder is. But just pay attention to your plans and do everything according to your plans. Check codes and double check all your measurements, and there it is. All right, we're gonna start rolling out the floor joists. Everybody, we're rolling out the last of these floor joists here, and real quick, just want to show you. You see how I have that rim joist, and that's that 2x10 going all around the perimeter of the wall there. That's called your rim joist. Then basically all your joists run to that, and then on the back of the wall, the plans called out for me to install a moisture treated ledger. So we did that, and then there's the girder in the middle. So all the floor joists are running on the exterior wall. They're running on that. They're going to be sitting on that girder in the middle. Then they're going to be on that back ledger back there, and we're actually going to be installing some hangers on that back ledger too. The plans call out for that. And just another quick reminder, everybody, whenever you're using any kind of metal going against pressure treated lumber, it has to be galvanized. So if you're using like hangers or whatever, any kind of nails, when you're shooting into that pressure treated lumber, you got to use galvanized nails. And you know, there's other metals too that you can use, but galvanized is the most cost-effective product they have out there to use. So another quick one, make sure you pay attention to your layout. Your layout is key as far as running your plywood. You know, figure that out and make sure you lay out your floor joists accordingly so they're all going to land, you know, right where you want them when you're laying your plywood out. You don't want to have to add more subfloor framing, so that way you have proper backing below your plywood. Okay, and also make sure you crown all your floor joists. That means, you know, the floor joist, if it has like a little bit of a higher point, like a hip to it, that's called crowning it. So you want to have that facing up. Okay, and hope you all enjoyed the video. We're going to have some more coming up in the future with this project here, and please subscribe to our channel, and we appreciate you all, and thank you so much. Alright everybody, Conan Pro out. Peace.